Hello future investors and welcome back to another weekly episode. Today's video is about capital gains tax and VAT on gold and silver bullion in the precious metals market. Now a lot of you have requested this video before and one of you recently requested it by the name of Tom. So thank you very much for requesting this video. This is for you today. Now gold, silver in the precious metals market, tax and VAT. It's an absolute minefield and it can get very confusing even for the most seasoned investors and stackers. So I'm going to try and oversimplify it and break it down so it's easy for you to understand. Now, let's start with the first one, VAT. What is VAT and what do you pay VAT on? So let's start with gold. Gold bullion in the United Kingdom. You do not pay any VAT on gold bullion, whether it's a bar or a coin. You do not pay any VAT. So that is a great side to gold bullion because when you're investing, nobody wants to pay VAT. So it's a really attractive feature to gold because you know that you're buying your precious metal and you're not having to worry about the cost of VAT. However, when it comes to silver, you do have to pay VAT, whether it's a coin or a bar, it makes no difference. You have to pay VAT on that purchase. So that is a slight downside to silver, and some people it does put people off, having to pay the VAT. Not alone the fact that premiums are already quite high on silver, you add in the fact that you have to pay VAT, and a lot of people don't like that, so they steer away from silver. However, some people don't worry because they believe silver is a really good investment in the long term, so they believe it's going to be far outweighed in their investment by paying the VAT anyway. So that clears up VAT. Gold bullion in the United Kingdom, you don't pay VAT. However, silver, you do. Now, capital gains tax. What is it and how does it work? Okay, so what is capital gains tax? Well, the clue's in the name, really. Capital gains tax. You pay tax on any gains made from your purchase. Now, there is a misconception when it comes to gold and silver that you pay capital gains tax as soon as the value of the precious metal crosses the threshold. Now, the threshold in the United Kingdom right now is £6,000 and it's looking to drop in the next following years, so do be warned. But right now it is £6,000, and as I say, there's a misconception that people believe, well, if I have a precious metal that's worth well over £6,000, I'm going to pay capital gains tax on the whole value of that item because it's very, very expensive and it's worth well over the value of £6,000. But that is not true. You only pay tax on gains from the purchase, okay? And it has to be over the threshold limit. So let me give you an example. This quarter ounce gold Britannia, a beautiful piece, probably my favourite weight of precious metals, is currently worth around £450. So right now it's well below the threshold limit for capital gains tax, as we know, which is £6,000. Okay, so if I was to sell this, I wouldn't pay any capital gains tax. Ignore the fact that it's a Britannia. We know that Britannias are capital gains tax exempt. But let's just say this piece right now shoots up to £1 million, okay? I would then pay capital gains tax on anything over £6,000 to the million, okay? That's how capital gains tax works. You pay tax on any gains made from your purchase which is over the threshold limit. Now, are there ways around capital gains tax? Absolutely. So if we were to look at this bar, you do have to pay capital gains tax on bars, okay, because they're not classed as legal tender, whereas these Britannia coins are classed as legal tender, so these are capital gains tax exempt. Now, am I confusing you? Probably not confusing the seasoned stackers and investors, but maybe if you're new, I probably am. So let me try and simplify this for you. Let's go back to the beginning. Bars, are they capital gains tax exempt? No, they're not. You have to pay capital gains tax on gold bars. Coins, Britannia coins more specifically, and sovereigns, are they capital gains tax exempt? Yes. Why are they exempt? Because they are classed as legal tender. Now, a good way to figure this out is by looking at the back of the coin. If it has a value on the back, such as this, £25 here, or on this silver piece, £2 here, that will tell you that it's capital gains tax exempt, because what that is a value of the legal tender. You could technically take this Britannia or a sovereign into a shop and spend it. So that makes it capital gains tax exempt. However, bars, either gold or silver, do not have that value on the back because they are not legal tender. So they don't have that value to be used in a shop because you cannot spend them in a shop. So that means they are not capital gains tax exempt. Now, does that mean you shouldn't buy gold bars or silver bars? No, absolutely not. There are ways around not paying capital gains tax when it comes to bars. For example, you can own a gold or silver bar that's well below the threshold limit of £6,000, and that's, as we know, quite a lot of money. Most of you won't have a singular precious metal piece worth £6,000 or more. So, although these are not capital gains tax exempt, because they're well below the value of the threshold limit, which is £6,000, you don't have to pay any capital gains tax. But as soon as these pieces cross the value of £6,000, you're going to pay tax on any gains made. Now, let's be realistic. A 1 gram gold bar and a 1 ounce silver bar are never going to reach £6,000 of value, are they? Not in our lifetime or future generations. It's just too far out of reach. So, although these are not capital gains tax exempt, because there is a threshold limit which gives you a nice leeway, you can still buy gold and silver bullion bars and not have to worry about capital gains tax because it's below the threshold, okay? But you will pay VAT on silver bars, so just bear that in mind. So let's go back in a very quick final summary. VAT. What do you pay VAT on and what do you not pay VAT on? As we know, gold and silver bullion, you do not pay, gold bullion, you do not pay VAT on, okay? Whether it's a bar or a coin, it doesn't matter. You don't pay any VAT. However, moving on to silver, you do pay VAT on your silver purchases, whether it's a coin or a bar, okay? So a simple way to remember this is gold bullion, you don't pay any VAT, but silver, you do pay VAT. Capital gains tax, again, a final summary. When it comes to Britannias or sovereigns, they are capital gains tax exempt. So they can be well over the threshold limit, but you won't pay any capital gains tax. This makes Britannias and sovereigns some of the best investments and most popular precious metals in the market because people don't want to pay tax on their gains made, do they? So Britannias and sovereigns are capital gains tax exempt, but bars are not capital gains tax exempt. However, as all fractional gold is well below the £6,000 threshold limit, you can get away with that fact by not having to worry, because when it comes to selling it, it's so low below the value of £6,000, you're not going to pay capital gains tax, only if it was well above the value of £6,000, which is, in the case of most precious metal stackers, not really many of us are going to have a singular precious metal worth £6,000 or more, are we? So most of us, as we know, are fractional stackers or stackers of 1 ounce sizes, okay? So really, the realistic side of it is most people won't ever have to worry about capital gains tax because it's well below their threshold limit. The only time you will have to take that into account is if you're doing a bulk sale of your precious metals, because they're going to be well over the £6,000 threshold limit, I imagine, if you've been stacking for a long time. So it might be more sensible to break it off and sell it individually if you can do so to get it below the £6,000 threshold limit. Okay, so I hope this has been a fairly simple discussion on VAT and capital gains tax. I know it's very, very confusing, and I've done my best off the cuff to kind of describe this for you. But yeah, I hope that's helped you. So in a final summary, all gold bullion is VAT exempt. You don't pay VAT, but you do pay VAT on silver. Britannias and sovereigns are capital gains tax exempt, whereas bars are not capital gains tax exempt. However, if they're well below the value of £6,000, you don't have to worry about it. So I hope this video has helped you. Please leave a comment to let me know if it has. Thank you to the channel members for always supporting the channel by being a superb channel member. So that is the Stack Collector and 365 Days of Silver. Thank you for your support as always, and I look forward to seeing you in the very next episode. Bye bye, guys.